If you struggle with sticking to a planning system but want to use your planner to stay organized, in this video, I will show you my weekly planning process that takes less than 30 minutes, while I also share with you 4 tips to simplify your planning process. That way you can stick to it and stay organized. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Seppi and I share with you simple and practical tips to live a happier life. And welcome to my desk where I do a lot of planning and journaling videos. So welcome. We are Saturday and I'm planning for the week ahead, and I figured I would show you how, like I said, I do my planning process and share with you along the way some tips that you can use, and hopefully you can also get to create a planning system for yourself. So this is the week ahead. As you can see, there's already a little bit written in, which leads me to my first tip. When you get your planner, try to bulk prepare some spreads ahead. What do I mean? So every single month I sit down and do my monthly planning, and at the same time when I do this, I go ahead in the weekly spreads and I just prepare the spreads ahead of time. Very simple, nothing too crazy. However, it does remove a little bit of the overwhelm and the thinking process every time having to sit down and do just the general formatting of my pages. So then I just have to sit down and plug in what is going on that week. This keeps it very simple, very easy for me to show up when I have prepared my spreads ahead of time. So that is my first tip. And let's move on quickly to tip number 2, because it's along the same line. Keep the same format. It took me a bit of time to figure out what format I liked using in my Hobonichi Cousin. However, I have created a system. My Hobonichi Cousin is very much a functional planner. My next video is going to be a walkthrough of how I use my Hobonichi Cousin, so if you want to watch that as well. However, I took the time to create a system that works for me. I keep it very simple, very straightforward, which makes it a lot easier to be consistent and to show up. And by preparing ahead, but also using the same format every single week, makes it, again, a lot easier for me to know what I'm doing when I'm sitting down to planning. It's like second nature. I know what I'm including in the spread, and if I want to create a little variation, I can. However, it removes the decision that I have to make every single week on how to format my pages. So if you have a same format every single week for your weekly spread, it also makes it a lot easier for you to show up. So let me walk you through quickly the format that I use. This is this week's spread. On this side, I have my to-do list, which I also try to limit it as much as possible, usually a max of 5 or 6 tasks that I have to get done. I have a miscellaneous brain dump space as well. If ever something comes up or things that I want to get done, but it's okay if I don't, I also put it here. Then every single day at the top, I have my workout plan and my movement plan. That way I can track it every single day to see how I've been progressing, how I'm doing, etc., number of steps and what workout I'm doing. And then very simple, I use the Mildliner highlighter and a matching colored pen to basically plug and play the different things that are already organized or the things that I want to get done. So during my lunch break, doing my workouts, or if I have like appointments like the dentist or having a dinner with a friend, etc., I just write it out very simply. And then at the bottom of the page, since I don't use the whole day, because it is from 5 a.m. so it's like a 12-hour block. At the bottom, I just put in a small line and I put in things ahead of time. If I know there's some things I might want to do, for example, I thought I might want to go to the pool on these days, I quickly wrote down the schedule. That way the night before I can look and I know what the pool schedule is to see in the morning. It opens at 6:30. That way if in the morning I have energy, I can go to the pool. So ahead of time, if there are things that I know might need to get done or I have to get done, I do like a quick little brain dump here. So if you use the same format as me or whatever works for you, it makes it easy to just show up, because look, I am turning the page. I already have my pre-formatted prepared ahead spread. It's the same format, very simple, very easy. So let's get into the planning, and then as I go, I will share with you the other 2 tips that I have to keep your planning system, your weekly planning system, a lot more simple. So the way that I do my planning, I first like to kind of map out my week. As you can see, I wrote in pencil already a few things that are going on. So I'm going to first write in the things that are scheduled that I cannot change. So that means appointments or things that are happening that are for sure, that are already scheduled. So for example, on Tuesday, I have my therapy. I use the Might Liner and I use these uni pens that are 0.4. I really love the colors. They're really beautiful. So I have therapy. And then I know that on Wednesday, I work from the office. That impacts, for example, for me on Tuesday evening, I need to make sure that I'm going to bed earlier because I have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then if ever there's something I need to get done when I'm at the office because it's downtown, then I can write it out. There is something I have to get done on Wednesday when I'm downtown. Oh yeah, I need to get some cash because I'm going on a trip on Friday. Next thing on Thursday that is already scheduled is TMI, but a waxing session. I am going to Croatia on Friday. Therefore, I will be spending most of my time in a bikini. So I have already booked that. And then I know that my flight on Friday is at 11 p.m. So I'm going to put that in. I'm not sure exactly what time I'm leaving for the airport. So I'm going to put that in when I know. So then Saturday and Sunday, I won't put anything in just yet because I won't be using my planner per se. So for now, I'll keep that blank. So the other things I want to get done now, the other thing that I know want to write in, that's true. This is not necessarily relevant because I won't be there, but it's still important. My cat is going to the vet. Someone's taking him for me. So just as a reminder of what is going on. So next thing that I want to do is to plan out my workouts. Now that I have an idea of what's going on each day, I am going to map out my workouts. So I like putting it at the top here just because I never knew what to use it for and I really like having it there. It just is a good reminder every single day. So every single day I like to get my steps in. I've been trying to aim for 15,000 steps. It's going well, although some days is a bit more of a struggle, and having the daily reminder, that way I can include it in my daily spreads as well, has been very helpful. So Monday I want to do bar. Wednesday I'm at the office, therefore I do not do any workouts, but I want to make sure that I stretch at the end of the day. Thursday I only have my waxing in the afternoon, therefore I will have time to do my bar workout as well. I like to aim for 3 or 4 workouts. Friday I'm traveling. I definitely want to make sure I stay active during the day. It just makes me feel better and travel a lot more easier. So there, Saturday, Sunday, I'll be jet lagged and whatnot, so I'm not going to schedule anything. So that gives me 3 workouts only. Tuesday, that means I want to do something. So for me, I'm going to give myself the option of doing yoga or pool. That way I can give myself some diversity in my movement. So that is also how I stay on track with my habits. I also have a habit tracker at the beginning of my planner. I will do a more detailed walkthrough of the Hobonichi Cousin overall. So now that I have my workouts planned out, I can plug it in every single day. That way I have the visual reminder as well. So I like getting my workouts in during the day. Like I said, that way in the afternoon when I'm done work, I can just focus on working on my business. So Monday is bar. So I usually try to do it from 12 to 1. Tuesday, I have to figure out the pool schedule. Wednesday, I'm not working out. And then we have Thursday and Friday as well. So I put this in. It's going to be about an hour for each. It's nice to have been able to do a at-home workout because my schedule has been feeling a lot more hectic and I wanted to change things up from going to the gym, and it has been nice to just be able to do it in my living room. Next thing I'll have to do is figure out the pool schedule for Tuesday. Usually I would write it down, so I'm just going to check my phone. I've kept it saved in a document on my desktop just to make it a lot more accessible. So the pool is at 4 o'clock, between 4 and 4:45, which now that I think of it, I think might work out well because after therapy, I might need a bit of movement just to decompress. I'm going back to therapy after 3 years because I realized I still have a lot of trauma that I need to process. So here I'm going to schedule in pool. So that way my workouts are scheduled for the week. So now I have an idea of the week ahead. I still left at the bottom some ideas that I had. One of my close friends, I haven't seen her in a little bit and I want to try and see her. So I have to schedule that in as well. I'm not sure when. It might be on Wednesday. And then I also want to remember that we have to take Jack to my friend's house so that she can help us and take him to the vet. So I think it might be on Tuesday. If there are things that I'm not sure about, I write it in pencil, and then when it's confirmed, then I write it in pen. So now I have an idea of my week. So the next thing that I try to do is to fill in my to-do list. That way, depending on how my week is looking, how busy it is, then at that point, I have a better idea of how I can schedule my week. What are things that I can get done? That way, I'm a little bit more realistic with my time, because I tend to over schedule myself and be ambitious with how much I can get done in the same amount of time with the same energy. So this helps me try and be more mindful with what I incorporate in my schedule. I keep it very simple. As you can see, I'm just using the liner and a colored pen to write, which leads me to tip number 3. If you want to create an aesthetic spread but you don't have the time to do it, then adding color, so using just colored pen and keeping one theme per page, makes a very simple way to make it more aesthetic. As you can see, this is a spread from last week. It's very simple, but I still think it looks very aesthetic. In the past, sometimes I also add stickers. Another spread that I've always liked in the past that I liked was when I did these. Adding washi tape, adding stickers. It's very simple, but I think it's aesthetic enough that I don't have to spend too much time decorating because I don't have the time. And this way I know that I can be consistent with my planning, also create a beautiful spread that still looks appealing to me. So the last few weeks I've only been using colored pen, but I still think it's aesthetic enough. So the tip is to keep it simple. When you want to make it aesthetic, use combination of, like, let's say one theme, one color per page, using a highlighter and a colored pen. If you want to add in some washi tape as well or some stickers, that's a very easy way that honestly takes so little time and effort for you to make your page a lot more aesthetic. I personally like it because I think it just brings me joy to see a beautiful spread. So that's what I enjoy doing. If you don't, that's also okay. Which actually, let me just add in a few stickers just because we're talking about it now. This is, like I said, very willy-nilly. It's nothing usually very planned. I don't really like to, well, I do like to plan ahead, but let's just keep it simple. I don't want to use this green sticker, so I'm just going to keep it and put it back on. The theme is purple, so let's stick to the theme purple. I'm just randomly putting stickers all around. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to. Let's remove the perfectionist mindset, which is a reminder for me as well. But having just like little ways to make it cute makes it a lot more enjoyable. That is sufficient for now. I'm just going to put this back on so I don't waste, and I'll leave it as is for now. If I want to add a few things after, I can. So now let's get back to what I was talking about before, my weekly to-do list. So I usually look back at what I did last week to see what is missing and what I need to get done. So in terms of what needs to get done this week, for now, the only thing that I can think of is getting some euros, some cash for my trip. Then I also need to prep my condo for the trip. So first thing I do is I look back, is there anything that I need to get done this week? And this I actually did. This, I'm almost done buying everything I need for my trip. I need to organize the trip, but I need to do that this weekend to book an Airbnb and hotel if I need to. Packing is happening tomorrow. I need to schedule my nails, but I think I need to get this done by tomorrow anyway. So nothing for me to do to put on the list for here. Next thing I also do is I check my life admin task, which is a bit of a summary of everything that I want to get done in terms to make sure that I'm not falling behind on life tasks that we always have to get done and we, always postpone. Shopping for Croatia. So this is the things I need to get done. Like I said, buying a few more things, prepping for the trip. I already put that there. And then acupuncture is not going to happen, but I put it in for reminders for September of things I need to get done, and cleaning up my living room bookshelf, which I've been wanting to do for a little while. It'll have to wait till September. Next list that I have is a brain dump that I did for my trip. Some things I need to buy. So this also needs to get done this weekend. This is my detailed list. So I wrote prep the condo for my trip. I know this is what this is. And then there's more things to do here. So maybe I will write down, I want to download some books on my Kindle and podcasts and music. So I'm going to do that and check insurance portal. So I wrote this earlier today. So that's actually helpful. So there we go. I have the reminder of what I need to get done. So I'm going going to update my list. So I'm going to do check my insurance to see what they responded. And at the same time, I need to download some books on my Kindle for the trip and download some movies on my iPad. That is all. I already have a bit of a hectic week, so I don't want to overdo it. And I know things are gonna come up during the week as well as the week progresses. And as things come up or things get done, for now I'm gonna leave it as is. I also have my brain dump here in case I think of anything. Oh, I need to buy snacks for the trip. That's something I'm gonna add as a separate task. That way on a day when I'm going on a walk, I can remember to just pick up a few snacks for the trip, because it's a bit of a long trip. Maybe I will add in, no, for now I'm going to keep this as is. For now, that is all for my planning. Now, I am feeling as though I want to zhuzh it up just a little bit because it is looking a little drab. So I'm going to do something very simple. I'm going to add a few little, I like having a separation here at the bottom. So very simple. I'm just going to add in a few little stars at the bottom here just to add a bit of decoration to zhuzh it up. And we're done. Simple ways to add a little bit of pizzazz in your spread. The last tip that I have is to add whatever brings you joy. Decorate it however way you want. You can keep it as simple or as complex as you want. Add stickers, add washi tape. I had thought I was going to add these washi tapes, but in the end I feel as though this was a little bit nicer. So there's very simple ways that you can create a very aesthetic spread, and it doesn't have to be complicated, it doesn't have to take you a long time. I'm organized a little bit more for the week ahead and I feel a little bit better. I have a better idea of what to expect as well, and it has taken me less than half an hour and I'm staying very organized. So I hope that this helped. If you have any questions or you have any more specific videos that you'd like me to create in terms of my planning process, because I have a monthly planning process, I have a weekly planning process, and then I have a daily one as well, which is probably going to be a very future video, like it'll come up soon after I'm back from my trip. But if you have any questions, let me know. And if you're interested in learning how to create an aesthetic spread in very simple ways, I have another more detailed video to share more tips on there as well. So if you're interested, make sure to watch that video next. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you a lot of love. Bye for now.